I am Creeper, and today I'm back with a brand new Doctor Who Series 12 review, Fugitive of the Judoon, Episode 5, halfway through the series now. And, was it big? Was it impactful? No! Very small scale story that just happened to casually throw in a new Doctor and Captain Jack Harkness. Let's talk about this episode. Mental, first of all. We're going to go through the story, individual characters. We're also going to talk about the two big things that happened towards the end of the episode. Well, not towards the end, but sort of just in the episode in general. Because there's a lot of things I liked, and there's also a lot of things I didn't like about them. However, I am optimistic, and I'm excited. So this is going to be somewhat of a positive review of the episode, because overall, as an episode, it was bloody good. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, let's get into the specifics. The story for this episode was quite a simple premise. The Judoon are looking for someone, and they're breaking their jurisdiction by jumping onto Earth and actually trying to sort it out, you know, like normal police officers, and not teleporting a hospital to the moon like they did in Smith and Jones. The technology seems a little bit more advanced. They're kind of futuristic Judoon, but like, you know, set appropriately around about the same amount of time that we've had since the last story, so they sort of feel more advanced, they feel a little bit better. The CGI on the Judoon looked incredible as well. I think it was CGI, or maybe it was just advanced animatronic work. However, the Judoon actually looked like real rhinos, in, you know, like upright rhinos, and not, you know, a guy in a mask. It actually did look quite impressive a lot of the time, so yeah, that did take me off guard, because I was like, wow, actually that does look pretty good. They're looking for someone who is just another human character, presumably. You know, wife and husband, just chilling, just vibing, and turns out the husband is like some sort of person who's nicked something intergalactically, and they're being hunted by the Judoon, who are being told what to do by this mysterious character, who's being apparently told what to do by the Time Lords. So, yes, fun. Again, simple story. The story goes off in lots of different places, but the two big things that I do want to talk about, I'm going to wait till the end. So first of all, we're going to talk about characters. Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor. As always, this series has done a phenomenal job. I genuinely am enjoying her performance more and more. Especially the start. The first scene with her and the companions, like actually snapping at the companions, being like, just stop talking to me about my home, you always ask too many questions. I love that. I think it was great to have some proper serious Jodie moments where she's actually not always smiles and laughs with the TARDIS team. It's like, actually, she's really getting down about the whole Gallifrey thing, and it's great to see that she's actually trying to hunt the Master down to try and sort of see what's going on and learn a little bit more. So that was quite interesting. It's great to see them actually playing with a story arc this time, because we weren't really used to that in Series 11. However, and something I will address again, is Chris Chibnall, what he's done with Series 11 and Series 12 is very vast and different. With Series 11, there wasn't much sort of big canonical stuff. It was more just standalone stories that were quite enjoyable and really introduced us to the new characters and the TARDIS team. Series 12 is just above and beyond, really, with everything. There's multiple Time Lords, multiple TARDISes, Gallifrey being destroyed again, like the Timeless Child, all this stuff, and it is a lot, and I don't know whether that a lot is too much yet, or too little. Well, definitely not too little, sorry, that's off the cards. Whether it's too much or not, it's hard to tell. However, Jodie is killing it as the Doctor. She genuinely feels like the Doctor. I'm enjoying her performance, she's doing a great job. There's nothing really that I can pick apart and go, ooh, she didn't do too much here, she didn't do too much there. She felt like the Doctor all the way through, definitively, and I really enjoyed that. The companions, we're going to go quickly over. Graham, Ryan and Yaz mainly did nothing throughout the whole episode, because it wasn't about them, and I get that. They asked questions where they needed to, they made comments and did stuff when they needed to. However, they functioned as a plot device more than being actual people and characters, which is not a problem too much, considering the scale of this episode being more about the Doctor and, you know, having that surprise of Captain Jack in there, which we will again talk about in just a minute, which I'm very excited for. But yeah, overall the companions didn't do too much, didn't really do that much, but when they were there, the lines were well delivered, well acted, it wasn't terrible, it was just there, and there wasn't really too much for me to break down and analyse about that. Let's talk about Jo Martin as the Doctor. What? What? Okay, we'll talk about the character, and then we'll talk about the scene with that, and all that sort of implications later on in this video. Jo Martin did a great job as the Doctor. I'm not even being funny. Like, if she was the next Doctor, she had presence. She had on-screen presence. Didn't like the gun. However, the costume worked. The TARDIS certainly looked bloody good. And yeah, she was interesting. Had a sort of weird sort of secrecy about her. Didn't like the fact that she sort of kicked the crap out of a bunch of Judoon and almost like killed loads of them. That was a bit weird. so not very Doctor-like in that sense, which does make me doubt the fact that she actually is the Doctor. She could be someone else. However, I'm going to stick with the fact that she's definitely the Doctor for now, and we'll see where that goes. Interesting. Joe Martin did a great job, obviously. However, I don't really know what else to say, because I really want to get into that sort of doctory stuff later, after we've talked about the other characters and, Judoon and stuff, because that is the main part of the episode, kind of. But yeah, Joe Martin did a fine job as the Doctor. I'm just confused as to the implications about that, but yeah, we'll get to that. Captain Jack Harkness. Let's talk about John Barrowman returning as Captain Jack Harkness, something fans have wanted for years, and I think a few of us just started to give in all hope. And you know what, I'm so glad, so glad I watched Torchwood throughout last year, because now I feel like I'm up to date with the character, and it was just the perfect time. And the excitement, I watched it with a few friends, and the excitement that just kind of filled the room, it was great, it was exciting, it was brilliant, and it's just something that felt so surreal. Him thinking Graham is the Doctor, perfect. I'm a bit disappointed that he didn't get to meet the Doctor. However, maybe it'll happen in the future. I'm hoping it will, because you can't just leave it like that. You can't just leave it like that. It was more than a cameo. It was a bit more, there's a good chunk of the episode which was about him, but he did serve a purpose of just spewing a bit of exposition. So I hope he does play a part in the rest of the series. Otherwise, I would be a little bit disappointed that he's just there for a bit of a cameo. However, it's been established, it's been 10 years since his last appearance, and he's finally back. So the door is open again. Chris Chibnall has done possibly the unthinkable and brought back John Barrowman as Captain Jack Harkness. I could not be happier and more satisfied. Every scene with him was just a big grin on my face. So much fun. Amazing, genuinely. Let's talk about the Judoon, obviously the returning monster. Not basically totally irrelevant for the episode. They were just again, more of a plot device, but it was great to see them back. They didn't have to do any more than they actually did. I love seeing the Judoon captain. Again, a little bit new technology. The language was always fun to have, and it was very similar to that in aspects to Smith and Jones. However, I really enjoyed this kind of, I can't say more than Smith and Jones, maybe I can, I don't know, but this episode overall really felt enjoyable, and the Judoon were a big part in that. They just felt, it felt like I was watching a Russell T Davies era Doctor Who episode again, and I haven't felt like that in a long time. I mean, Spyfall touched upon it in places, but this was really exciting, and it just feels, to me, it feels like sort of Doctor Who is, it's back in a way. It was back anyway, and I was enjoying it, but this episode and the Judoon and everything, it just really gave me this sort of nostalgic buzz that I should be feeling with Doctor Who, you know what I mean? And I did get that a little bit in Series 10 and sprinkles through Moffat's era, but Russell T Davies' era of Doctor Who was something that will always resonate with me, because it's my childhood. So seeing the Judoon back, having a full episode about themselves, and having that interaction, and even the little jokes about the Judoon platoon next to the moon, joking to reference the line from Smith and Jones back in 2007, it just made me so happy. And it's great to see. I'm incredibly satisfied with that, and I think their presence did add to the episode quite a bit. Anyway, let's talk about the two specific things. Captain Jack coming back. We've already talked a little bit about that with his character and all that sort of thing, but let's talk about the scene. The scene was brilliant. I love that. I think that was really well done. Exciting to see John Barrowman back. Hearing his voice, you knew it was him straight away, and you're just, exciting. He's just stolen some sort of ship. It's not been made clear whereabouts this is. Presumably, obviously, it's going to be based after that of Miracle Day. So we don't really know what's been happening, because the last time we canonically saw Captain Jack was 2011. And that was in Torchwood Miracle Day, which again, it could be going anywhere. And people argue the Big Finish stuff. The Big Finish stuff could be canon, but until we get something clarified in the TV show, we don't really know. Something could have happened to Gwen, and we don't know this stuff. So I'm interested to see where it's going to go. Hopefully we'll get references. I would love a line reference to Gwen if Captain Jack ever does come back in the future. So I presume he's going to meet the 13th Doctor, because they're teasing and they're setting up, and it would just be so brilliant. And maybe that's just wishful thinking on my part, but I really, really hope so. And to just some more lines, some stuff about Gwen would be nice. Some stuff about the Doctor's past would be lovely as well. But it was great to see John Barrowman back, and you can tell he's having a whale of a time. He's thoroughly enjoying his time on screen. He's clearly loving it, and nothing makes me happier than to see that, because he's been wanting to do Doctor Who again for years, so he is clearly enjoying it, and you can see that. So yeah, very good stuff, and very exciting stuff. Moving on from exciting stuff, let's talk about the Doctor. Yeah, so sitting in the room, the sort of vibe that I got with fellow Doctor Who fans, we kind of thought it would be the Rani, and we kind of guessed the whole chameleon arch thing, especially on the sort of break glass thing it had, sort of Time Lord's writing on the side of it, and once you sort of smash that, and it was exciting, it was sort of like, yeah, and the big reveal is of course that it's not the Rani, it was actually the Doctor, a version of the Doctor that we've never seen on screen before, which I'm aware will be incredibly divisive, and my first reaction was just dread and so just like, no, what, no, absolutely not, no, this is wrong, because there was a rumour a while ago about, oh, William Hartnell isn't the first Doctor, there was actually going to be another regeneration cycle that was secret before then. I thought it didn't make any sense, it wouldn't make any sense. However, that's been done, and I'm sitting there at the end of the episode, and I actually was like, you know what? It could work. It could work if they pull it off well. So we will see where this goes. If it's a total mess, and that's all we hear about this different incarnation of the Doctor forever, then great. That would be really bad, because you know, it would be like, oh great, so they just throw that in for the sake of it, just for a fun twist, and then leave it. I have a feeling this is going to be brought up again. It links with the Timeless Child, it links with the Founding Fathers of Gallifrey, it links with all the Time Lord stuff that's happening in the series, so I can see it leading up to something very exciting towards the end of the series. There's a lot of excitement around this episode, because, you know, despite all the big canonical changes that it makes, and the big retconning that it does, which can be worrying, which can be incredibly worrying, I'm fully aware, I am excited. I have to say, I am excited to see where this series is going to go, what it's going to do next, because this was all kept secret. Moffat couldn't keep a master secret. Moffat couldn't keep the Cybermen secret, you know? Chibnall has managed to, within 5 episodes of Doctor Who, give us a new master, a new really good master, Captain Jack Harkness being brought back, and a new incarnation of the Doctor. And it was all kept secret. None of it leaked, none of it got out there, none of it was spread, and it's all exciting, because you're watching Doctor Who for once in years. We're watching it, and nothing's been spoiled, and there are actual reveals and exciting moments, because... And that's what Doctor Who should be. That is what Doctor Who should be. And that's why I'm excited. Yes, it's strange. Yes, it could go horribly wrong if they don't at least explain it later on in the series. However, I'm excited as of now. And that excitement, mixed with the, you know, the good storytelling, the exciting stuff with the Judoon and Captain Jack, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. My favourite Series 12 episode yet. 9 out of 10. Let me know what you think in the comments below. This is going to be a fun one to read the comments for. Jesus. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, so let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd love to read that. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Comment below. We've done that. Subscribe with notifications on if you haven't already. We've got a Patreon page if you want to support the channel and get early access content. We've got a Discord server if you want to join the conversation, which again should be an interesting one. That's on Discord. Link in the description for that, as well as all my other social media and all that sort of stuff. That's pretty much that though. I will see you all later. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.